Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy Sunday to you all. I was just working through picking out a couple colors and then I realized, oh, it's time to go live. So, sorry, my desk is a bit of a mess, but that's fine because that gives people time to join. I hope my mic is working. Let me know if you can't hear me though, because it turned off for a minute there. I'm just trying to find a couple of these colors I want for skin tone. And I'm failing miserably at this, but we will get there. Let's see, dusky flesh. This 300 set has a lot of good skin tone colors. It's just, ever since I swatched them, I never actually went back and put them in order. And now, hindsight is 2020, so I'm like, oh gosh, I should have put these in order. I've even left them in the tin in all these like crazy little plastic flimsy trays. So I'm just working on grabbing a couple skin tone colors real quick. So I've got still looking for that orange sienna color too. And I would have done this earlier, but I was like, no, I left them in order, and that's where I went wrong. So we'll have to see if we can find them. Need orange sienna, and then I also need dusty flesh. Got some weird color names around here. Dusty flesh. Well, I hope everyone's having a good Sunday so far. Ooh, I found the dusty flesh. Yay. Now I just need that last pesky color, I think. Let's see. Hi, Travis, Brooke, and Mona, Renee. I was going to put them in a case. I just never got around to it. I haven't honestly had time to play with these much. So what's going to be fun is watching me color a portrait with pencils I haven't used yet before. So this will be fun all around. It looks like I also need my light coral and orange sienna. So I just need light coral, orange sienna. Oh, here's light coral. And I just need my orange sienna. And I will feel complete in my life. But don't ask me where orange sienna would be hiding in this monstrosity. All right, so yeah, we're gonna get my colors out because I'm probably gonna start with the skin. Heck, at this rate, I might have to start with the what can I call it? The hair, but I wanted to start. Oh, there we go. Got my skin colors. Woo! All right. So a few things for today now that I've gotten those all out of my way obnoxiously. Woo! All right, let me move these little guys off to the side. Okay. I did not pull out the white, of course. Why would I not do that? All right. Hi to everyone that's come in that I missed. So today I thought it would be fun to color with the Kalour pencils. I'm using the 300 count set. I did a video on the 520. It's just not worth the 520 set. Too many colors that are too close together. And the 300 set right now is like $55. So you really can't beat that. So I was going to color with these today, but then also we were going to pick a page, which will be good because while you guys are kind of contemplating which page you would like to see, which I'm definitely going to have to zoom out for, that gives me a chance to grab my white pencil. All right, so let's zoom out for a second. Okay, so I couldn't decide between these three lovely gals. They're not Christmas themed. I guess this one a little bit is, but they're more wintry because that's what I wanted to go for. These are all by Rena, also known as Coloring Books 2020. I did leave a link in the description below to her Etsy. So I couldn't decide which one I wanted to color. However, I am going to do a giveaway of these portraits today. in the stream. There will be 3 winners because we have 3 portraits, and no, it won't be, you can pick whichever of the 3 you want if you win. So don't worry about that. You're not like stuck with one. So yeah, I'd love to know. Just put in the chat 1, 2, or 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we can kind of see what seems to be the most of. I'll do my best because I know my mods aren't here yet. So it'll be mainly me kind of just guessing what I see the most of while I grab my white pencil, which is in one of these trays. Oh, for Pete's sake. Gotta love it. Oh, there it is. I'm going to use the Kalour white. We'll see how that works out. And then I'll sharpen these to get us set up. All right. 1, 1, 2, 2. I'm seeing a lot of 3. 3 and 2 seem to be going the most. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay, so right now the third one is leading the way. Oh, never mind. Now number 2 is leading. So I'll give you guys some time while I sharpen these. But remember, 1, 2, or 3, and then that's the one we'll color today. And like I said, for the giveaway, you can pick any of the 3. But I just needed a starting point. I do find it funny that they all have the same mittens. I did a picture of hers once with these mittens, and oh my gosh, that took me forever. I was coloring those mittens for like 2 days. Also need to do some eye makeup. So depending on which picture we do, I'm going to pull out some colors for eye makeup. Because when I do eye makeup, I do that along with the skin. You don't have to. That's just how I roll. So yeah, it looks like we might be doing number 2. Hi, Claire. But yep, 1, 2, or 3, pick away. So far, number 2 is winning. I'm going to go ahead and grab some colors for her blue makeup. Because we're going to make her an ice princess, which makes it sound like she's snotty, but she's not. Let's see. So, yep, 2's still in the lead. Try not to cover you guys' pictures, but you know what? A girl only has so much desk space. I have a feeling 2 is winning because people want to see snowflakes. The one thing I hate, though, is this snowflake right here. I really don't like it there. It's just like, I don't know. But it's hard to say. The only reason I liked this one was I thought the snow globe was pretty cute. And then this one I was in love with because it's just all straight up hair. And you guys know I like to color hair. So obviously I would aim for that one. But I want to possibly, if I'm going to do this little one here that seems to be winning so far, I'm thinking we're going to make her all sorts of icy blues, which will be fun. So I'm going to already grab her icy blue makeup. Oh, well, welcome to the first stream. All right. Oh, man. Got to go through all these colors again. I do not have the energy to put these in a case right now. That's gonna bite me, but whatever. All right, we got our pale blue, which is what I want for her makeup, with a touch of some, ooh, would this one work? Yes, it will. And then just something a wee bit darker, maybe cypress or light sky blue. Let's do cypress. We're gonna give her, I might even throw in this metallic, but we'll see on that. Okay, so it looks like number 2 has won. Don't ask me the name of that one because I totally have forgotten the name. But it looks like we're going to be working on this lovely gal here. So, like I said, I'm going to do her as like a cute little Frosty Ice Princess. So I'm going to do the skin first since I painfully went through my 300 pencils and found the skin tone colors. And then I'll probably get onto her hair. But I'm going to make her hair look like, hi Ryan. I'm going to make her hair look like snow. So if you were in my stream last week where I used ink tints and did purples, blue, light purples, light blues, and whites and all that, that's how her hair is going to be. I'm going to make it iridescent, kind of like the snow. So that's what we're going to do with her so that all the blue we put in here accentuates her hair, because otherwise it would look kind of weird if I just gave her a blue hair and everything else, because I want to give her blue mittens, blue makeup. So we're going to make her hair all iridescent. That'll be fun if we can get to that today. And we could probably get to it. All right. So we are using the 300 count Kalours. I don't have the lid here, but I did a live stream a while back with these. I streamed them live, and then I turned around and streamed live the 520 because I like to torture myself. So I'm using the 300, like I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, just because the 520 set is overkill. So I just don't recommend the 520. Just stick to the 300. But we're going to see how this works, because I have not really colored with these at all. So fun little experiment time. All right. Let's zoom you guys in now that we've got this. I can't remember the name of this one. I saw someone asked. I'll have to go back and look. But if you go to the website I've linked in the description, as well as Nightbot when it starts to spam it, you will see them. They're like in her featured images. She had like 3 of them. I don't know why I wasn't notified. That was kind of a bummer. Okay. For the skin tone, we're going to see how this works. Oh, shoot. Do I have my blender on me? Because do not use this Kalour blender. It is complete crap. I hate it. But I do recommend the Korilynn VanDyke. This one, the full blender that you can't get anywhere. Oh, it's so pretty. But that's what I'll be sporting today. Okay, so if by some chance you have the Kalour pencils, now I'm not saying you may have all these colors, because again, this is the 300 count set, but you may have some or something close enough. I may have to break out a yellow depending on how the skin tone turns out. But we're going to start with light reddish brown. I'm going to use only Kalours for that because everyone's able to get the same results. So that's why I'm using only the Kalour pencils. Trust me, I'd rather use 50 different kinds of pencils if I'm coloring hair. Okay, so we're using light reddish brown, ochre, orange sienna, light coral, cream, dusky flesh, and white. And then we're also going to toss in blusher. So we have those. Alrighty. Let me sharpen up my thing here. Ooh, I wonder what I'll do with her lipstick. Sorry, my microphone's going to pick up everything. Okay, so first things first, like I said, I like to start with the makeup before I go all over the place, especially the eye makeup. So I'm going to actually start with my white. Now, here's the thing with white. You don't see it, but when you go over it, you will see it. So keep that in mind. You're almost like setting a layer so that when you go over it with the other colors, it's there. Works better with more opaque pencils, especially those that are a little bit creamier, like, of course, the Prisma. But this still works. These aren't awful. I'm going to add a little white up here. Again, I know you can't see that. I can barely see it. All I see is like the little waxy streaks on my paper, but there is a reason for it. I wonder what I'll do for her eyes. I might do since I'm doing like the iridescent hair, I might actually give her violet eyes. You know, like Risan's eyes in Akatar. That's my new one. All right, so I am doing for her eye makeup Cypress Blue, Cerulean Blue, and Pale Blue. They're pretty close to one another, but I'm going to go along her lash line here with the Cypress Blue. Very lightly. I don't want it to like go, hello. Okay. And you don't have to do eye makeup first, but the reason I do is because when I'm doing the skin tone, I like to bring in my shadows and stuff, and I don't want to accidentally cover where I need my colors to go. All right, so just like applying makeup to your own eyelids, we're going to start with our lightest color, which is pale blue. And I'm going to just lightly put that on her eyelid. I haven't really tested how well these layer up, so we're going to find out today. Makeup in real life is all about layering, just like your pencils. So I'm going to bring it up a bit, bring it up a bit. Looks so light. Zoom you guys in a little more. Did I put the white in the eyes? No, that's just from the artist, the way she drew it, if that's what you were asking. All right, we're going to zoom in more. There we go. All right. Now we're going to switch to our cerulean blue, and I'm going to take it from this corner here and bring it up. I'm also going to put it more in the crease. Give her some frosty makeup. Ooh, and you know what would be fun is going back over with like Wink of Stella and making it glittery. Yeah, I think I will do that. And the makeup's not going to stand out a ton until her skin is colored in. Obviously, because she's just nice and grayscaled here. Now I'm going to take this color and also bring it down her lash, right along the lash line right here. And I'm keeping it light because I'm just kind of setting down the colors so I know where my makeup is. And I can always go back and add more. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my Cypress Blue. And then same thing, we're going to start in this corner here. We're just going to pull it up a little more. Don't go crazy in the lash line with your darker color. Or not lash line, eye crease, sorry. And we're also going to bring it down, but I'm only bringing it down. I'm not pushing it out. All right, next we're going back to my pale blue. And see, right here where I had put white, when my pencil goes over it, that's where you'll feel the white, but you'll also notice the color doesn't overlap as easily. It's more muted, which is why I put the white down first. I'm going to bring this just up a little bit more because she's got like this little hooded thing going on with her eyes. I'm also going to bring this out a teensy bit on the side. Gonna color that in. I'm going to bring this out a little bit further. Yeah, I think some glitter would make it look really pretty. I'm not going to give her blue lipstick. that would look just a little weird. All right, Korilyn. She'd look like she's freezing in the snow or something. Catching hypothermia. I might even go back in and add like a blue violet. So I'm going to bring this out just a little bit here, a little bit more here. And I'm going to bring it up a tiny bit more. Hit that ash crease just so you know that that's where her lids are. All right. I think that's good enough for now. Let's see, is there a blue violet that I would like? You know, in 300 pencils, there's got to be one. Actually, this purplish blue might work really well. Or even the ultramarine violet. We'll see after I get her skin tone down. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I'm just going to grab my cypress blue once more, because I want this side a little bit darker. All right. Yeah, I think like some violet eyes would look really pretty. Okay. So we are going to start on the skin. Now, like I said, I like to put my white down first. Do you have to? No, you do you. But I kind of like to stake my territory with the white. So I start in the upper brow. I also add a little bit of white here in the forehead. The artist has a big old circle. I'm not really following that. I'm just giving her a little here and there. Then I also like to take straight down the nose. And just add a little bit in there. I'll always come back and add more. But like I said, you'll feel it as you're coloring it. Tip of the nose. And then I also like to get a little here where your nostrils kind of flare out a bit. And then right here where the lip curves, just as it's curling upward, I always add a little white. This white isn't too bad. It's not like Prisma white. All right, and then at the chin, I always add a little there. And then I always add a little white just above the lips. And then I'm going to take my white just along the edge of her jawline here. I did print these on the lightest grayscale. You can always go and alter it though if you want it lighter, but this is her lightest. Her art has always been like her line, or her grayscale has always been pretty dark. All right, and then I like to add some white where, just about right here. It's kind of like where your cheekbone starts to puff up and see the sunlight, catch a little glow. So I like to put a little white there. A little white there. And then of course we'll add it later or go back over it later. But also when I go over this with like my all around face color, it's not going to fully cover it up. All right. So let's start with our darkest color first. All right, I'm going to take this light reddish brown. Do I have a brush? I do. All right. So we're going to go into the darkest shadow areas here. And I'm doing this very lightly because I have not done skin tone with this brand. Then again, you do it once, you do them all, sort of. It just depends on how they layer. That's the part that gets a little tricky. Because you're like, well, this color is close enough to one I'm used to using, but then at the same time, doesn't always. So right now I am putting this down where there's obvious shadows, like where her hair is. And then we'll put one under this strand of hair. Yeah, these pencils might actually work pretty well for hair. They're harder, so they hold their point a little better. Would I rather do this with Prisma? Yes, that's just a given though. So we're going to put some right here. And I am going to make her skin tone a little bit more bold than I normally would, but it's because the grayscale is just so dark and heavy. All right. I'm going to take this and gently put it under her lip. I'm also going to go into the nostrils there. Okay. Wait, actually, and we'll test that in a minute. All right, so now I'm going to grab my ochre. I need my sheet here so I can remember. Yeah, okay. I needed my sheet nearby so I could remember how far I wanted to pull this particular color out. So I'm basically overlapping where I just put the last one and just circular motions and bringing it out a little bit more. And see, this is why I like to put the makeup down first, because otherwise I would have gone into the shadows of her eye, which would have made it harder for me to do her makeup. Now this section here is like just a small sliver of skin. So this is going to be darker. I'm just going to get that in there. And same thing over here. This is an odd angle for my hand, but I'm trying to keep it out of your guys's way. All right. Hi, Shannon. Yes, Prismas are definitely still worth it. All these budget pencils don't really compare, in my opinion. I'm going to throw that disclaimer out there. In my opinion, they don't really hold a candle to the Prisma. You know, these budget sets, for one, you can't even get these open stock. So like once I run out, well, thank goodness I've got these 300 colors that are so close to one another. But once I run out, I can't just go buy the color I need, for one. And Prismas, there's no budget pencil that I've tried that has that same soft, creamy feel to it. Doesn't have the same range, the opacity, the blendability. I could go on and on. I am very biased, I know. But that said, I have tested a lot of pencils and given them a fair shake, and I just prefer Prismas. And I just don't see any budget set rivaling Prisma. I do have a major pet peeve when people call every budget set a Prisma replacement, because it's technically not, unless it's open stock, artist grade, and I mean genuine artist grade, with the ability to have proven light fast ratings. Yes, by the way, Prisma does not have the best light fast ratings, but some of them do. It's just not the same thing. You end up spending more on the budget sets when you go to replace the colors you run out of than, say, Prisma or Polys when you just go buy open stock. All right, we're going to add some of this in here into the dip between her lips. I'm also going to start shading out her nose. Fun fact, noses used to scare me. This is weird how the artist has her nose. It's almost like wider than it should be. And her skin's going to look really dark and funky till we get the rest of everything going. So just keep that in mind. All right, we'll get this under her lips. Okay. Yeah, I do agree. Prismas lay down like a... No, the Arctics are not better than Prisma. All right, this is Orange Sienna. And I say that, and yet Arctic still wants to work with me, so that's saying something. But no, the Arctics do not lay down like the Prisma. They have so much filler in them, and the wax bloom coming off those things is just bleh. And do Prismas, give you wax bloom? Yes, but I'm talking there's a huge difference. You can feel it the second you go to put down an Arctics. You can just feel the fillers in them. And then the layers just get very icky. I did a skin tone with Arctics, and it was really hard because I needed to go back and do some color correction, and it was too much. Felt like I needed to get a scalpel out and scrape it off. Arctics aren't bad though. I know a lot of people like them, and I've used them, a few times here and there, but I'd much rather just grab my Prismas. All right, so I like to create a very light little circle here around her nose. And then I'm going to bring it up a little, but also bring it down. And skin, you kind of have to be patient with no matter what pencils you're using because you need to build up the layers. And then, like I said, I haven't done a lot of skin work with these, so I don't know how many layers they'll let me build up, but they are harder than the Arctics, and definitely harder than Prisma, so they might layer up pretty nicely. We'll see. I definitely want to get this. Then I'm going to bring this out a little bit more over here. And for the record, I am not a fan of layering. I only layer when I'm doing skin tone. Any other time I'm like, can this be done with one layer and a blender? I only layer when absolutely necessary. All right. And I don't know if I'll end up keeping these Kalours because I am going to do a pencil destash. But honestly, I need to finish a review on them, and then I might just destash these bad boys. Okay. So if you buy Prismas on Amazon, you need to make sure that the seller is Prismacolor, like the company. It'll say it on there that that's the company selling it, and you need to buy from by the way, I'm using light coral. You need to buy from them only, and then make sure there's no third party, because that's the problem. Is there are people selling either the crappy rejects from Prisma and they're flooding the market with those, or they're just selling knockoffs. But it's the seller. You need to pay attention to who's actually selling it. They did have a really good deal on Prismas the other day from the Prismas. But I mean, what I did is I invested in first the 132 count or whatever the heck it was. And then I liked them, so I asked for the 150 set for my birthday. And then I hated Prismas for the longest time because I didn't know how to use them, because they do require a certain finesse. People make them look so easy. You just think you can smush every color together. And that is not true. By the way, we're bringing this color across here. But yeah, it took me a little while to get the hang of my Prismas. And then once I did, I was like, why would I own anything else? But then once you like invest in the 150, it's so nice because I go on Blick and just get my open stock, and they have that mix and match deal. You know, you buy 12, the price goes down, and it doesn't have to be 12 of the same color. So that makes it even better. So I usually stock up every now and then. I was looking at my huge bin of spare Prismas, and I realized I've got like a ton of certain colors, but I'm also missing others. So I was like, oh no, I need to stock up. Okay. This layer might not show up as much, but that's because I'm kind of keeping it light because it is a little orangey. And I don't want it to be too much. In fact, you know what? Maybe it's fine. I was just looking at my thing here. But yeah, I don't want this to be too orangey. I'm actually going to take the color I used before this and bring that back out a little further after I do this layer. These are a little scratchy though, but I use a very smooth cardstock. So in all fairness, a lot of pencils get that scratchy feel to them, which makes it no fun. All right. Trying to remember the name of this gal. It's like Snowflakes something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the one that's a snow globe was Snow Globe. I remember like looking at it and going, that's not very creative. All right, so now I'm going to kind of create her little chin divot here by just doing that. And I'm also going to bring it up a little and up a little. I don't want to give her like a full-on John Travolta dimpley chin thing. That's not what I'm aiming for here. All right, I'm just going to keep bringing that out. Okay. What about the brutes or the square brutes? The ones you can't get a hold of if you're lucky and they pop up for 5 seconds on Amazon? So glad I bought a couple spare boxes of those things. It's like, oh, finally. So I'm coloring this one all the way in with my cream color. Because like I said, it's going to be darker right there. And now we are going to take this and move this all the way over. Why does this one look so different from... All right, there we go. Coloring skin is always kind of funny because as you're like, yeesh, ugh, I screwed that up. And sometimes I do screw it up and then I just kind of go over it. I'm like, never mind, nothing to see here, it's fine. Just need to add a few more layers right here, which is why it's good if you have a pencil that can layer. So if you mess up, you can go back and layer over it. All right. Bring that out. Trying not to go over her hair. Yeah, these are kind of scratchy. I've heard worse though. Way worse scratchy pencils than these. All right. So now we're going to grab the Dusky Flesh, which is basically my go-to all-around color. But if you notice, I'm overlapping every color that I've put down and then just basically pulling that new color out further. I'm also holding my pencil back further because I tend to be heavy-handed. So now see here where I had put my white. When I go over this, you'll notice it doesn't come as dark as it would right here where there was no white. That is why I put the white down first, to remind myself to leave a highlight spot. I'm going to take this color. I'm going to go, and I'm still leaving a little bit of white space. Also want to be very careful that you don't get into that blue and drag it, which will be more important when we blend, but still. All right, and we're going to pull this down. And I'll definitely be working on a few layers to transition her nose. It's funny, when I first started portraits, I would color the hair and none of the skin. So I had like a whole portfolio of just hair and whatever else was on the page and no skin. That's kind of funny. And then like I started coloring skin, but like I would avoid coloring like the nose because the nose always scared me. So then I would have just these portraits with a nose, like all blank. Yeah, took some time. So this is kind of my all-around color, but I'm still leaving little white spaces here and there. But I'm bringing it over here to her lips, bringing this part over to her lips. And then I know I've got my white there. I'm coloring in right here now. I might even break out my cream or whatever their version of cream is. Their version is rice yellow. We're gonna work on the layers first. She's not turning out too orangey yet, but I have a feeling she's going to because some of these colors are a wee bit orangey. Okay. Same thing over here. I'm just going to bring this over. We're going to get her, I'm going to bring in her nose more. Because you don't want like a huge white thing right there. Her highlight is not that much. Not gonna lie, her nose is a little off kilter. All right. Of course, it's cloudy and snowing outside, so I may need to turn on my light so you guys can see it better. All right. Okay. So now I'm just going to go back with my light reddish brown. I'm going to go a little bit heavier this time. Because like I said, I don't know how many layers these can take before they give up on me. And I'm using a smooth cardstock, so I'm already limiting my layering potential. I do not like texture in my cardstock. If you use like a Bristol or something, then you could add more layers. But I don't like that. I want mine smooth. I'm actually going to take this and put a hard line under her hair there so it's like stands out just a little bit more. See the difference that makes? Thanks for coming. Yeah, yellow or rice yellow has always been kind of some of the names are wacky with this one. I remember when I was swatching it, I was like, okay, oh yeah, sure, whatever. Couldn't have just called it cream. I guess they were trying to be different. I don't know. But yeah, rice, they have a pale yellow, but it's definitely more yellow, whereas their cream one is the rice yellow. Bring this down a little. Bring out her cheeks. Also going to hit this curve right here. I just have to be careful with this color because it is a red, like it has a reddish tone to it. It's pretty close to whatchamacallit. It's pretty close to like the chestnut color from Prisma. It's almost like chestnut and henna had a baby and made this color. I don't know. I'm going to add a solid line here under this hairline too. And I'm going to add a solid line here. I'm also going to draw one here. Make sure your pencil's sharp when you do that, by the way. Right here as well. Oh yeah, the keyword for the giveaway has to be in one word. You don't have to use caps. I just put it in caps in Nightbot so you guys can see it. And then don't, once you put it in once, just leave it at that. You don't need to re-enter because like I said, there will be 3 winners, but you don't need to like re-enter every time. If you do, it'll lock you out for spam. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our ochre and I'm going to pull this color out more. Yeah, she is pretty yellowish at the moment. Then I'm going to make it darker in here where her hair is kind of overlapping. I do have to turn the page because holding it straight is going to kill my wrist. I'll be having a cramp before I even finish her face. All right. First, I was like looking for some cute, like wintry cottages to color today, but I didn't find any on Etsy that like, I don't know, struck my fancy. And I wanted to do a PDF giveaway just because I know not everyone, like when I do the book giveaways, it's kind of hard because, you know, everyone can't get from Amazon US and I hate leaving people out. So I wanted to do a PDF one. Yeah, I couldn't find, because I was looking at a few different like wintry little cottages and stuff, and none of them really spoke to me. So I was like, yeah, we'll just be predictable and do portraits. All right. That to come down a little. Okay. This color here, which is orange sienna, is a lot like Nectar from Prisma. I'm actually going to be a little more liberal with this one. Let's see. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. Ours was wacky because I was going to stream last week, but then my one daughter was sick with COVID and the flu, and then my youngest ended up catching it. And then on Christmas Day, my husband came down with it. So it was like just one of us dropping one after another. I am knocking on wood that I am in the clear now, but still nervous. I just don't want to catch it. But yeah, so Christmas Day was pretty light for us. We had plans to like go visit family and whatnot, but I was like, well, we're staying home. And I felt so bad because my kids were like, well, we want to go see, grandma, grandpa. And it's like, sorry, but we can't go over there with the plague in the house. I'm going to bring this over, and I'm also going to start creating a little bit more of an arch to her nose there. Like we didn't even get time to do our gingerbread houses. So we're going to do those tonight, and they're going to be New Year's gingerbread houses. Why not? Whatever. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to be bringing this one out a little bit more. I know, and New Year's is, gosh, I've been so screwed up because like this month has just flown by. Like my son was asking if he could go down to his grandma's for a New Year's party. And I was like, wait, when's New Year's? It's like you like go through Christmas and you survive Christmas. And then you're like, oh shoot, we're not done yet, are we? But we do the same thing every year for Christmas. We just throw our annual fondue party, and it's pretty chill, especially because my husband's on duty the next day. So, and even if I stayed up till midnight, I would still be waking up at like 6 a.m. because that's just how I'm built. But we'll be doing fondue and all that fun stuff. It's a family tradition that we've had for like ever. Makes it fun though. And then our neighbors have kind of, because when we first built our house out here, there was only 3 houses. So it was just us all alone in the fields. So they started joining us for our annual fondue thing. Of course, now we've got 1 million neighbors and a high school, but we still keep it amongst ourselves. Okay, so this is the light coral color. I wonder where my yellow rice is at, or rice yellow, whatever. Might need that one. Ten out of 10, don't recommend what? I must have missed that in the conversation. Because Shannon was sick with the flu. Woo! Her Christmas was like ours. Sick. There's nothing worse, too, because then you're like, there's nothing you can do about it. You're just like, well, sorry, guys. I'm sick, unless you want to join and we share this as our Christmas present. That's real family bonding right there, sharing the germs. But we have a joke in my family because, like, if anyone's sick, I, like, quarantine them to their room. I'm like, nope, stay away. I made my husband sleep in the guest room. I was like, I'm not catching this. I will drop any food or whatever you need at the door. Good luck. But yeah, I don't want to catch that. Especially after seeing like how sick the kids were. Nope. Kids bounce back from like everything. Whereas I'll catch the flu and be sick for like a month. And I've got all those New Year's resolutions that I wrote down to not do. I was laughing writing down my New Year's resolutions, and I'm like, these I'll probably accomplish one of these. So I don't even call them resolutions. They're New Year hopefuls. All right. Now we've got our cream color, not to be confused with the cream of Prisma, because it's actually more like a, I don't even know if it's on this page. It's hard to tell. It's more like a pinkish color. It's definitely not cream at all. It's one of those weird colors that I'm like, why do we name it that? It's very peachy. I'm really starting to hate my camera because it's showing all of this, but all of this is actually colored in, but it's not picking it up. It's almost like I have to color them darker than I want to for camera's sake. Okay. Just pull that out. I need to get her chinny chin chin. What is that from? That's from something. All right. These aren't too bad for skin tones. Definitely more orangey. But I'm not going to do too much color correction until I do the hair, only because skin can look funky for a bit. And then once you do the hair and everything else, it turns out fine. So I'm not going to like even blend it out just because I may need to go over it or make it darker. But her hair is going to be pretty pale. So I may need to make her hair or her skin a little bit darker. But I also might add some blue blush. I'm not sure. Or some sparkles. I don't know. I feel like if she's going to be like a little snow princess, she should have like sparkles all over of some sort. Okay, now I've got my dusky flesh. I am going to have to find my rice yellow to counteract some of this. I only want a thin line of white. So I'm going a little heavier with this one, but that's just because it's pretty light color. And I could still add more layers too on this smooth paper. So at least there's that. So I'm going to go gently over where I had my white. And I'm also going to go right here, but I'm not going to cover up my white spots. As you can see, like I'm going over the white that I put here, but the white is still coming through. And it does it even better with a Prisma, just because it's so opaque. Not as much with the polychromos, because those are just meant to layer. So you kind of have to know which type of pencil you're using when you do that. I'm going to do up here. Yeah, these do hold their point really nicely. Give them that. The lips aren't colored in. This is just grayscale. I haven't touched her lips yet. Haven't decided what color I'm going to make her lips. I'm going to wait till the hair's done on that one. Okay, and then we'll blend out this part. Of her nose. Soften up some of these lines right here. All right. Yeah, for the lips, I'm going to wait on that because I want to do the hair first and make it kind of a nice little, like a snow hair. Literally going to use the same type of colors I did when I was coloring snow the other day. And since the artist has left me some decent white space, it'll make it easier. If not, you'd need to do some erasing. Like if you guys had voted on one of those ones where the hair was a little bit darker, I would have needed to go in there and do some erasing first. But this one has plenty of white space. And we're going to use the white space to our advantage. All right. Okay. So her skin is not done. I'm going to add some of my little blusher here. But I want to work on her hair before I darken up anything else with her skin. Just because I want to see how the hair makes it all look. And then I may even darken like her eye makeup. I also always add a little bit of blush to the nose. Okay, let's see here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create snowy hair. This is going to be a pain in my butt with these pencils that aren't in order, is what I mean. All right. So let's figure this out. I am going to need a very nice light pink. I'm almost leaning towards this Sakura. This is going to be an adventure. Let's see. Are any of these that color? What color are you? Oh, you found Sakura. Haha. Okay. And then I think, ooh, that's a hard choice there. I think I'm going to go with a purple lilac. Let's see, is it in this case? Rosy pink. The heck is, it calls itself pastel pink. That's the other problem. They have pastel, pale, and light. It's like, pick a color, people. Oh, what's this? Light rosy pink. That might work. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's lost in here. Nope, that's not gonna work. That's too pink. Okay, so I need, is this it? Ballet slippers. That one actually might work a little. Yeah, it will. Okay, so we got our ballet slippers, which is the core is off center, so that'll be fun. Okay, and then I need to find purple lilac, wherever that one's hiding. Oh, it's probably on this tray. No, that's metallic color. Pretty sure it's this one right here. Nope, that's light purple, which is underneath it. But I want to do the purple lilac. So where's that one? Even pink lilac would be kind of good to add. If I can't find purple lilac, I will use this one because they are incredibly close to one another. Light grape is too dark. Wisteria is too dark. I want that pink lilac as well. Magenta. Okay, so we've got that one out. Oh, there it is. It's in my other tin. Okay. So we want purple lilac, which is right here. Then I need my Bondi blue because I think that'll work better than just the pale blue. Let's see if we can find that one. That one in this sea of everything else. And I'm actually going to grab my, where's my sheet? I think I'm going to grab my dusky gray. Perfect. Okay, and then I just need the Bondi blue, which I think is on this tray here. There it is. Okay. Oh, wasn't that an adventure? All right. So to do an iridescent hair, basically these are the colors we're going to do here. So I have a light purple, a purple lilac. These all have to be sharpened, which I know your ears are going to love. Then we have ballet slippers. And then we have sakura. And even though I totally put these out of order, we're also going to mix in our pale blue, Bondi blue, which I know looks really close, but they're actually not. They're pretty different. Here's Bondi blue and pale blue. But because I'm going to be flicking it out, I think I'm going to forego the pale blue. And then we have our dusky gray. So skip that one. So we're going to be using those colors to make her snowy hair. So I just sharpen those. It's actually pretty easy because when I go to do the snowflakes, I'll be using the same colors, but they're going to stand out. One, I'm going to outline them in white. Two, they would have sparkles added to them, and the colors will be darker in this smaller little space. Her hair is going to be very light. Like it's almost as if her hair is white and it's reflecting all the colors. So that's what I'm going for. But the snowflake, I'm sorry, I'm totally swapped roles there. The snowflakes will be more like lighter than her hair in the end of this. Woo! So the snowflakes will almost look like they're reflecting off this while her hair is reflecting off everything. There we go. Did that make sense now that I got my order correct? Okay, the first rule of thumb when you're making hair, it should be really, really sharp. not this. All right. So we weaseled it down to 6 colors out of my original 7. And also, I didn't bother with her skin down here just because I didn't want to leave you guys on skin all day. I wanted to at least get you guys started on hair. Okay. That is part of the picture. So when I'm doing hair, I like to go dark to light, but also I like to work this way so my hair's not going through. My hand is not going through. Ooh, I need to have more coffee or something. Also, if this was Prismacolor, I would not be putting my hand on top of it, but this doesn't smudgy like the Prisma, so that's kind of nice. All right, so we're going to start with our light purple. I am just going to work on this whole big section here. And I am not going to be worried if I accidentally get some color on the snowflakes. I will go back and erase it. Because if I sit here trying to work my way around the snowflakes, we'll be here into the next century. And that is why they made the AFMAT eraser. Yeah, these are definitely a lot harder. So I can use my usual technique for hair with these ones, which is nice because I prefer that. All right, I'm gonna also do this part here. This part here is gonna be kind of a pain in the butt to do, but I want to get this whole big chunk here. I'm also not going to worry if I cover up these because I'm just going to white those out with some Posca and make them look like little snow dollops. Okay. Now we're going to grab our purple lilac. Get this. It's not a very dark color, but it's darker, so you don't want to use it too much. I'm just pulling it out in some spots. Like I said, I'm not going to worry too much if I get a snowflake covered or a snowball. I don't know. What do you call those? Flurries? Snow flurry? I guess it would be a flurry. It's not a snowball. All right. And then we're actually going to all right. Now we're on to ballet slippers, which is the darker of the two pinks. I'm just kind of lightly putting this through here. Anytime you flick hair in the middle, make sure you're really light with it so you don't leave the point where your pencil, makes a little dot. Oh, for goodness sakes, let me fix my color thingamabobber here because her hair is not even showing up and her hair is most definitely colored. Okay, why is it being weird? It's because it wants me to update its software and I don't want to update its software. Yeah, that's why I'm fixing it, because on camera it doesn't look like she has anything in her hair. And she does. Ah! Okay. One cannot do this one-handed. All right. Then I've got to turn on a few other things. Gotta love it. Yeah, that's a little too much there. Hi there. All right. We're going to turn this down a smidgy. Then we're going to get this back up a smidgy. Wait for it. Hey, look, her skin tone showed up now. Ta-da! All right, there we go. Sorry, had to sit here and play with it for a second, and it takes a tiny bit there. I just need to turn down her orange. But look, now you can actually see her skin tone that we did. All right, that's as much as I'm going to screw around with it, because otherwise we'll be here till next week. So, anyway, let's get these back in order. Now we're back to our ballet slippers. And I can actually zoom in on her hair more too. Should probably do that. Oh, man, this laptop is just not loving me today. Okay. I just have to remind myself to stay on camera. And this is a hair color I would probably do with like even my Prismas, even though I don't typically do hair with Prismas, but this one would be easy to do. And the hair color is still going to look light right now because I'm just building up the layers with pastel colors, so keep that in mind. Oh, I know what my camera is doing. I can't remember if the 520 had more purple. I have the thingamajig somewhere. I just can't remember where it's at. There we go. I had to turn off my adjustment there because it was trying to. Oops. All right. So, why not hair with Prismas? I don't typically use Prismas for hair because they're too soft. This is Sakura. And if I do use Prismas, I have to change up my technique because they're opaque, they layer up. Often I have to take an X-Acto knife to help kind of break away some strands when the colors and pigments build up too quickly. But yeah, I prefer a harder lead because I like to flick in my colors. Makes it, I don't know, it's kind of like therapeutic to me to sit and color this way, hair this way. I'm also a habitual flicker. I just love saying it because it sounds so weird. All right, this is the Bondi Blue. But I enjoy like flicking hair. It's relaxing, but I also do the same technique with like petals and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. And this one, I'm kind of just putting in all over because, like I said, her hair is, you just kind of picture her hair as white. And what it is it's just reflecting. It's reflecting all those snowy colors, just like the snow would. Okay, freaking camera. You are killing me. There should be no cats in the background of my stream. I don't own cats. I own huskies, but they definitely don't sound like cats. I think they wish they were part cat. One of them acts part cat. But yeah, definitely no cats. Just huskies. Oh, there we go. Oops, not that much. I just don't like it screwing around with her hair there. All right. Well, that's not going to work, is it? I was just trying to adjust a few more things because when the light changes, it doesn't want to. Let me see if this will. There we go. I'm just going to turn on my little lamp over here and give you guys some natural light. So, all right. She looks a little orangey right now because I had to turn up some contrast, but that was so you could see her hair. So I'm still with my Bondi Blue. I had to turn off my camera's auto brightness because it kept changing every time my hand created a shadow. So all right, now I'm going to go back to my light purple color. And since this is, well, it's called light purple, it's my darkest. I'm only using it in these dark areas. All right, got that going. Okay, I'm going to take my purple lilac. Bring that one out. So I'm basically leaving a highlight here and a highlight here because this, like when you're looking at hair, it's curving up and dipping down and then going around. So like here and here, you wouldn't just have a big old white spot right there. So sometimes you have to kind of ignore the grayscale. You don't have to. I mean, you can follow it, but for me, I like to create the highlights just picturing how the hair would lay. All right, so we got our ballet slippers. Now I'm just kind of adding the color, like where I think, oh, I should use more pink there, or oh, I need this more. Yeah, if this was Prisma, my hand would be all sorts of covered in Prisma wax. So I guess that's one thing Kalour's got for it. It's not got the smudgies. All right, I'm actually going to break out the pale blue and add just a little bit of it. And then, of course, when you're overlapping like this, just keep in mind when you overlap your blue with your purple, it's going to come out a little darker. I need to bring this more to my center. And you can totally just leave the white space as it is. Or you can take a gray like I'm going to do. But that's after I'm satisfied with most of the coloring. I mean, I can sit here and fidget with hair for hours. And I often do keep going over it to smooth it out. You could go over it with like a blender, but I don't like to do the blenders on it. So see how it's nice and reflective? This is what we want. It's her white hair, but it's reflecting the colors. See? It works. All right, then I'm going to just take my dusky gray, which is the lightest gray they've got. I'm just going to kind of put it in a few of these spots here where the highlight is. Yes, you could take your white too, but I'm using dusky gray. If you want to be really crazy, you could take a gel pen and go up in there too. I don't do that. To each their own. I want a tiny bit more pink right here. And then you kind of just keep fidgeting with it to whatever you want. Do you want it to highlight more pink? Do you want it to highlight more purple? Really, whatever you want. There's no rule there. But so yeah, that is how you make it all nice and iridescent. And in fact, while I'm at it, I have decided that I'm going to add some purple lilac to her eyes. So I'm going to take that down here and mix it into my blue. Yeah, keep on camera. Okay. Still not sure on the lip color, but I probably won't do the lip color till her hair is done. And you're probably wondering what the heck I'm going to do with her eyebrows. If her hair is this color, it's going to be different, but I'm going to honestly kind of keep them just like a light grayish color. So it'll be interesting. I'm just going to take this light purple as well. I'm going to kind of mix that up here. Bring that up. Bring it up. All right. So yeah, now she's got her snowflake hair. So then we would just kind of go down here and do the same thing, but like say in here, this like little section here, I'd actually take my light purple, which is in fact my darkest color, and I'd actually make a line because in here it's going to be darker. Like she's not going to have a bunch of hair reflecting any light under here because she's got this piece coming over on top, this on top, this is from underneath. So like when you're doing hair, work in sections. You could even like go by starting with all your highlighted ones, or you could go through into your darker ones. This is the ballet slippers. But it looks better if you can identify what a shadow is and do that first. And then, like I said, normally when I'm off camera, I'll just start with one color and make my way down, but that's a little different. Make sure if you entered into the giveaway that you, this is Bondi Blue. Nope, I don't change my mind. Pale Blue. You do it one word, and it's Frosty Princess. There. So see, that one's all the way colored in. But like this here would not be. This would not be. This little guy here would be. It's just a matter of kind of like picturing. Like see also like right here, this would be a little bit darker before it comes and curves over. But then also this would be dark here. And this one would be dark. And then it would be dark here as it's curving over. Some artists, when they do their grayscale hair, you kind of have to ignore it sometimes because there will be instances where you're like, wait, that's curling around, but there's no like grayscale lines. So sometimes you need to kind of ignore it. Most are pretty good about not doing that to you. There's a few though that go rogue and just put like shadows wherever and you're like, but wait. Okay, so real quick, let's do the first giveaway. Hang on a sec. Let me type my email address in so I can pin it to the top. I should just do that at the beginning of all these. Deep. All right, so I'm going to pin that. So if you are a winner, you just need to shoot me a message. But we'll do the first, we'll pull the first giveaway and see who won for that. Like I said, you get to pick one of the 3 images. So remember, we got this gal, we've got this gal, and we've got this gal. I am not zooming out again. They're in the thumbnail, so don't worry. But you'll get to pick one of them. But let me get in here. And oh, I got to do the usual spiel. Sorry. Hang on. Let's do the usual spiel, shall we? As always with giveaways, this is not sponsored and or endorsed by YouTube or Rena, aka Coloring Books 2020. Rena. I always screw it up with her Etsy name. So it's not sponsored or endorsed by either of those. I'm the one paying for the extra copies because that's what I'll be doing. I'll go on to Etsy and pay her for another copy. So she gets paid for all. I'm responsible for the giveaway. You must obviously be able to be 18 or over, a subscriber of my channel, but if you're chatting in there, then you already are. And then you must email me today with your screen name handle because, obviously they don't always match. And then I will get to probably emailing those either later today or tomorrow. But I need you to email me today. Now, anyone watching this on replay, the giveaway is for the live stream only. And to win, you must be in the chat at the time your name is called. So we'll wait a bit. And if you don't say, hello, I'm here, then we'll move on to the next poll. So you need to chat or respond in time before I pull the next one. Because if I already pull the next one, they get it. So you do need to be in chat at the time. It just makes it easier on my end and, fair for everyone else too. So let me just add this blue here because I already pictured where I wanted it in my head and I don't want to forget that. And then I will pull the first winner. And like I said, there's 3 winners. You can pick whichever page you want out of the 3 that we were voting on earlier. And then you don't have to keep entering. It'll automatically keep you there. So, and it looks like Sharon. So let's see if Sharon's still here while I keep coloring away with the hair. My nails, I got my Christmas nails done, and then I don't know why I bothered with Christmas nails. Because like this Friday I change them out, but I didn't film anything with Christmas nails, so I'm like, except my TikTok videos for my book. Oh, there she is. Well, congrats, Sharon. So email me at that address, and then I'll pull another winner. Yes, she did today. I really like this kind of hair. It reminds me of unicorn hair, but lighter. It's a subtle unicorn hair. Make sure you put it as one word. So if anyone hasn't entered, go ahead and enter. Don't enter twice. Again, it's already got you on there. Gotta stay on camera because I'm all sorts of zoomed in. All right. Let's see. And don't worry, if you accidentally put it as 2 words and then went with 1 word, it won't kick you for spam. It's only if you put the actual thing in twice. All right, so winner number 2 is Karen Smith. I'm trying to keep up with chat, but I don't know who's still here or not. So we'll see if Karen's around. I'm surprised Brooke hasn't won. Normally Brooke wins like 80%. She's got some sort of deal with Nightbot, I swear. I think there was like several giveaways in a row where Brooke had won things. So it did make it kind of funny. Oh, there she is. Okay, so shoot me an email and you can let me know between the 3 which one you want. I wish I could gift you guys all 3, but that would get a little pricey. And I do think anyone who doesn't win, I think she still has these on sale. I think they were like $2 each or $1.90 each. I'm getting her and Lana Green confused, but they were on sale. So just FYI, if you want to snag them before her sale is up. Because I like her work. I love Lana Green's work. The last few that came out for Lana Green, I didn't get. I don't know. They had some wacky stuff on them. Like she had like this gingerbread one, but it was like gingerbread. Like the gingerbread man was like in the middle of the picture. And I asked her if she had like a version of it in, her Procreate that she could like remove that layer and I could buy it like custom, but she didn't. So I was like, oh, it was a weird picture the way it was. It's like it was stamped with gingerbread men, which was a bummer because I love buying her stuff. She's normally on auto buy, but that one I was like, new. All right, let me finish these little strands. These little ones here are easier to do than that big one up here. And then just white space is your friend. I want it a little darker under there. In fact, I'm even going to take my purple and just draw a wee bit of a line there. I'm also going to bring this up. All right. She's actually been around for a while, this gal here. I mean, like I said, 2020 is her thing on Instagram. So not Instagram. Gosh, I needed a latte. On Etsy. So yeah, she's definitely been around for a while. She's got a lot of cute pages. I used to do a lot more of hers, but I just haven't lately. All right. So the last winner is Wilcox Mama. All right, I'm going to keep working on hair too. Like this is going to be dark right here. Get a little spot in there. So we'll see if Wilcox Mama is still around. So far, everyone's been around, so that makes it easier. I always feel bad when I'm like, hello, are you there? Because I hate having to be like, okay, I got to replace you. So sorry. Oh, there she is. Yay, so all 3 people that were pulled first were here. That makes it so much easier. Like I said, I hate being like, sorry, I gotta pull another name. I feel like a meanie. So yeah, all 3 of you, if you could shoot me an email with which one you want, I would appreciate it. And then that way I can get those over to you. I know most of the votes were between this one and the snow globe gal. The hair on this one's actually not too bad to color. I'm having fun. Yeah, like these ones here will have a little bit more white space, except this spot right here. Yeah, I'm totally just like going right over my snowflakes. Gosh, I might even break out. I don't know if I want to play with my inks, but I did see someone asked if I was going to do a King Art background. Were you talking like King Art pastels, or not pastels, gel stick background for this picture in particular? Because I know somebody asked, but I didn't catch it. Or I didn't catch it in time. I saw it, but then I forgot to answer it because I had to say something else. And then now I'm like, wait, I think someone asked. Background wise, though, I'll tell you, I don't even know yet what I'm going to do on the background for this one. I'm also like allergic to backgrounds, so I tend to do those last. But likely it will be a gel crayon, only because those are a lot easier. They're so much faster. I mean, you just put the color on a little palette and scoop it up and have your way, but I'm not sure if, because color-wise, I don't know. It would almost have to be a nice light blue, but then I would want to kind of add, no, because I wouldn't want to add any of my purples and pinks because it'll take away from her hair. I might actually do like a light gray with some blue as her background. I am allergic to backgrounds. Half the time I do pages, I'm like, this doesn't need a background. Can't commit, that's the problem. Although I don't use my distress inks anymore for backgrounds because I've kind of just like, if I do a background, I usually use my pan pastels or my gel crayons. Sometimes my Neo colors when I'm feeling like, I don't know, I want to use those. I would not use Neo color on this one though. It would crinkle up this paper, kind of kill the vibe. So yeah, most likely to be a gel crayon one. I just haven't decided on the color. And like I said, I'm allergic to backgrounds. So like if I ever do a finished pages, most of them I'm like, it doesn't have a background. And here it is. I just can't ever decide. I like Neo colors for backgrounds, but not on this paper. It'll get all crinkly. Wow. Like I said, I need a latte or something. I bought a bunch of syrups because I can make my own lattes at home, and yet I still freaking buy a Starbucks. It's just like, and I have that Keurig that has like the little milk frother hanging off to the side, but yeah, I still go and buy a Starbucks, and then Starbucks screws up my order every time, and then I'm cranky about it, but I only have myself to blame. So I bought like the white chocolate and peppermint syrups with my non-fat milk. Gotta watch those calories, you know. But I don't know, just yeah. And the frother thing on that Keurig is pretty cool. I don't know if any of you own that model of Keurig that has the milk frother. Like it heats it and froths it at the same time. It's snazzy. Does a great job. I can only imagine how much I'd save if I quit going to Starbucks. It's like my one luxury in life, I guess, that I just sit there like, I can't give this up. The only thing I have. And I do love the white peppermint mocha. Obviously, I love the pumpkin spice. I'm there on launch day like that girl. And I'm not even embarrassed about it. I'm like the first in line, smiling all happy. Okay, so fixatives. Normally, I will use the Grumbacher fixative, but I also use, hang on. Oh, my goodness gracious. I will also use this one from Aleene's. It is a gloss finish though, but it doesn't yellow, and it's not sticky. However, for pan pastels, I prefer to use the one from Grumbacher. It is in my garage, likely freezing over because it's freaking cold out here. But yeah, I usually use my Grumbacher on pan pastels. But you also need to consider what you're doing. So like if you're doing a final fixative or a workable fixative. So keep that in mind because like this is a final fixative. Like there will be no more layering after this is on. Whereas Korilyn has a workable fixative. It says fixative is how they spell it. Don't use that to seal your pan pastels because they'll still move. But I like the Grumbacher one. It's specifically designed for pastels, so it holds them in place. And then it's also non-yellowing. It's not sticky, so like if you close your pages, they're not all sticking together. And I feel like it leaves less of a film too, because there's some sealants that just, I don't know, it leaves a weird ickiness to your page. Or if you accidentally spray too much, it can change up the colors. You know what I mean? So I do like the Grumbacher one. I get it from Blick most of the time, but you can usually get it locally at craft stores as well. Quite a few carry it. I know Hobby Lobby had it at one point. I don't know if they still do. But that one's a final fixative, so I don't spray that on until I'm completely done with the page. But I mean, when I'm putting pan pastels down, I'm pretty much done with the page because I'm not going to sit there and try and avoid the pan pastels while I'm still working on it. Yeah, those hold pretty good. What brand was it that I tried? Shoot, I can't remember. There was a final fixative I tried that it almost like wore off after time because then all of a sudden my pan pastels were moving again. I'm like, whoa. I went to take a page out of a plastic sleeve and a whole bunch of dust was like from the pan pastels was there. It was really weird. But I don't like the glossy Krylon final fixative. It leaves the pages sticky for me. I made the mistake of doing that with a Hannah Carlson page, and yeah, it was just sticky and gross. So I don't know. Yeah, I leave them in the garage and it's cold. So if it explodes, we'll know that it's reached its point. Although I think these can go to, it's more so heat that's the danger. It actually doesn't even say much about cold temperatures. If anything, I'm just gonna have to shake it a lot. We'll test that out. But yeah, I leave them in the garage because that's where like I have like this little box that I put my books in, and then I spray them and let them sit there. So I just leave them out there because it became quite the hassle to run all the way up to my art studio just to grab it, to just go down there and spray something. And I also do very light coats. So I'll like spray it, let it dry completely, come back, spray it again. Like, so you don't want to oversaturate it because like, say you used Prismacolors, your Prismacolors will actually start to like move if you get too heavy of a coat on it. And then like say you've got watercolor pencils that you use dry, yeah, those things move. So light layers. What is YouTube doing with the ads? Is it doing like a ton of them? More than normal? Because I just left the settings as I always do. I know they get a little crazy near the end of the year, but that's normally closer to Christmas. Usually after Christmas, they give up on you. 20? That is weird. Huh. I wonder if they changed the settings again. I honestly haven't read much, but I picked the setting I normally do. It does let us pick where mid-roll ads appear, but I don't have time to sit there and do that. But it's not, now that I think of it, every 6 minutes, that's weird. What's interesting is normally when I'm streaming, a little thingy pops up. I'll let you know next month when Google gives me my money. But what's weird is I just now realized normally it'll pop up and say an ad is about to display, and it gives me the option to skip it. So, and I haven't seen that pop up today now that I think about it. So that's kind of strange. Because yeah, normally it pops up on my screen like ad is going to display in whatever, and then I can click to not do it. So I wonder if they did change. You've only had 3. Yeah, I have premium, so I never watch the ads anymore. My kids always ask to log into mine. I'm like, no, because then I'll start seeing like ASMR slime videos pop up on my recommendations. I don't want to watch this stuff. My kids can watch all the ads. Oh yeah, it's fine if you skip them. Well, sorry guys, I don't know why it's being so wacky. And what's weird is it's giving people different numbers of ads. So that's even more interesting. Ugh, what's annoying is freaking Amazon going from, because I'm already paying for it, and now they have ads so that you have to pay more now to get rid of the ads on Amazon. What's up with that? Freaking Prime Video. I was so mad when they did that. I'm like, I'm already paying for this. I'm not paying for ad free. And it's killing me because they do it right in the middle of a movie. Ugh. Yeah, not a fan of that change that they threw in there. Got their account locked. How come they got accounts locked? I have my Prime membership, which gives me a lot of benefits, Although nowadays that you get free shipping pretty much without it, other than the same day, 2-day benefit. But I do use the Prime Music, and obviously I use Prime Video, but I refuse to pay extra to be ad free. I'm already paying them enough, considering that their annual fee keeps going up, and then they're like, hey, but now you have to do this to get it ad free. Hulu's not doing that to me. Or Netflix. Huh, weird with a Kindle. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like Amazon makes enough off of us. I didn't buy anything like on Prime Day, except my gel pens because they had a good deal on those. But that's the thing with Amazon. You have to really assess what's an actual good price. But the ad thing has been ticking me off because yesterday I don't watch TV much anymore, but I had sat down to watch some TV. And then an ad popped up and I'm like, what the heck? So that's when I went in and I realized that we're now paying to be ad free. And I'm like, okay, that makes a total amount of sense. Even though my, whatchamacallit, my fee every year, because remember when it used to be like $99 or something? It was like so cheap to have your Prime membership. And now you're like, it's like a lot more than that. Gotta love it. All right, so there's our pretty gal with her hair. I still get the 2-day shipping. I actually still get same day shipping for a lot of stuff because they just opened that distribution center. So I get the 2-day and then I get same day or like overnight quite a bit. But it's also distribution centers, how close they are to you. And mine is literally like 20-minute drive from here. So, and then the other one is only like 30 minutes. I'm literally like in the middle of two of them. So I do love the same day. If you shop in the morning and you like order it by 8, it's there by like that night. So it's nice when you run out of boxes and you got Etsy orders to pack. Because I was like, where did my boxes go? But yep, so here she is right now. Like I said, I'll be fixing up her skin and adding more, but I want to wait till her hair is done. But like, so here, all here is colored in, but it's just nice and light so that she's reflecting the light with her nice white hair. But yeah, like when I'm coloring snow, these are the same colors I use while coloring snow just to add that reflection. And then with the snowflakes, I'll make sure that they still stand out, but I'm basically just going to keep doing that with her hair all the way through. It is interesting, though, how her hair just goes right in there, and then her mittens, she's kind of like, I don't know, she's holding her fingers like that or something, because I think those are thumbs. I don't know. It's an interesting design, but it's still cute. But yep, I think we'll call it good for today. My hand is already cramping a bit. Ugh, it's been a while since I've done a bunch of hair. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and a fun new year. And then the next time I will be streaming, it will be 2025, which is going to be weird. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and week. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye now.